As I speak to you today, I just received my copy of the New Scientist, April 4th through 10. So just this last week, 2026. Dramatic headline, The Heart-Mind Connection, revealing the untapped link between mental and cardiovascular health and how to improve it. Latest science. You would think that the latest science would be aware of ancient wisdom, which has always looked at heart, brain, and every other organ in the body as a unified experience in awareness. Anyway, this issue is good for a layperson. It explores the role of music. If you look at the heart, you look after the brain, vice versa, on and on. But most of it, not new news at all, okay? Because the heart-mind entanglement has been known to the yogic masters forever. Heart-mind entanglement is one of the things that happens with yoga, and it changes both your brain and your heart. Imagine if every heartbeat was actually shaping your thoughts, your emotions, and even your sense of who you are. We often think of the brain as the command center and the heart as just a pump. But now, modern neuroscience and ancient yoga are both telling a different story, and that is that the heart and brain are in constant, intimate conversation. So, in this short video, I'd like to explore what I'm calling the heart-mind entanglement, how your heart and nervous system are woven together with awareness itself, and how simple yoga, interoceptive practices, and breathing can literally retune the connection between greater health, coherence, and, most important, awakening, which unfortunately is an alien concept to the scientific community. So, in the yogic and Vedantic traditions, the mind is not confined to the skull. Mind is a field of awareness pervading the whole body, and the heart is one of its most sensitive centers, physically, energetically, and spiritually. Biologically, the heart and brain are in continuous two-way dialogue. The brain sends signals that change heart rate and blood pressure, but the heart also sends a powerful stream of information back to the brain through the vagus nerve and other pathways. These ascending signals from here to here influence how we feel, how we focus, and how we make decisions. When the heart's rhythms are chaotic and jagged under stress, fear, or chronic anxiety, that disordered pattern travels up into brain centers involved in emotional regulation and cognition. When the heart's rhythms become smooth and ordered, a state sometimes called heart coherence happens, and it supports clearer thinking, emotional balance, and an intuitive open inquiry of the mind. So heart-mind entanglement is not just a poetic phrase. It describes the lived reality that what we feel in the heart and what we experience as mind are inseparably aspects of one intelligent system. There's a key missing piece in this story, and it's called interoception. In yoga, interoceptive techniques fall under the rubric of what is called pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses, and regulation of the inside of the body. So interoception is our capacity to feel what is happening inside the body. Heartbeat, breath, visceral sensations, subtle tensions and releases. And in modern neuroscience, interoceptive signals converge in regions of the brain that construct our sense of me, the sense of being a body, having emotions, having a mood. In yoga, the same capacity is cultivated as antarmukha. Antar means inward, turning the attention inward, and as sakshi bhava, the witnessing of sensations and thoughts as they arise and pass. When interoception is underdeveloped, we can live from the neck up, which is what most psychotherapy does. It's all from the neck up. Disconnected from the body, tossed around by unrecognized stress responses, unable to hear what the heart is saying. When interoception is refined, we begin to sense early signals of stress, emotional activation, or subtle contraction in the chest and belly. We can respond earlier, more intelligently, and with more compassion. This is where yoga becomes a technology. Postures, mindful movement, and stillness are simply ways of amplifying and clarifying the inner signals so that awareness can meet them directly. The most accessible handle on the heart-mind entanglement is the breath. Breath is unique. It's automatic and voluntary. It's where the conscious mind can touch the autonomic nervous system. When we breathe quickly and shallowly, we tend to activate the sympathetic fight-flight response. The heart rate becomes more erratic, stress hormones rise, and the brain shifts toward vigilance and threat detection. When we slow the breath down, especially to around 5 or 6 breaths a minute, and let the exhale be soft and unforced, something profound happens. The heart begins to fall into a more coherent rhythm. The intervals between beats start to form a smooth wave-like pattern. This is reflected in what's called heart rate variability, a marker of resilience and flexibility in the nervous system. Higher heart rate variability is associated with better cardiovascular health, better mood, better sleep, and a greater capacity to recover from stress. From this perspective of yoga, we could say that conscious breathing, pranayama, is the art of re-educating the nervous system. We are teaching the body that it is safe to soften, to open, to rest in this moment. And as the body learns this, the mind follows. Thoughts become less rigid and reactive and more spacious and creative. Behind all of this, awareness remains unchanged. The silent witness in which breath, heartbeat, and thought arise and dissolve. Breath work is not about controlling life. It's about revealing the ever-present stillness in which life is already flowing. So now let's bring this together in the context of yoga practice. A well-designed yoga sequence is not simply exercise plus stretching. It is a precise way of modulating interoception, breath, and attention to reshape the dialogue between heart and brain. When you move slowly with awareness of the inner sensations, pressure in the palms, lengthening of the spine, warmth in the chest, you're strengthening the neural circuits that track your internal state. Holding a posture and breathing through subtle discomfort teaches the nervous system to stay present with intensity without collapsing into fear or reactivity. As the practice continues, many people notice a shift. Movements become more fluid, breath more even, and the mind more quiet yet alert. In these moments, heart, brain, and breath are no longer competing, they are collaborating. The system is temporarily in coherence. From a non-dual perspective, this coherence is not something we manufacture. It's what appears when resistance relaxes. The heart opens, the mind softens, and the underlying field of awareness shines through more clearly. So let's end with a simple practice you can explore at home, no mat required. Sit comfortably with your spine naturally tall. Gently rest one or both hands over your heart center. Close your eyes, and for a few breaths, simply notice what you feel under your hands. Temperature, pressure, pulsing, or even the absence of any obvious sensation. Let this be an honest inquiry, not a performance. Now begin to inhale through the nose for a slow count of 5. And exhale through the nose for a slow count of 5. Find a rhythm that feels smooth, not strained. If you like, you can let the exhale be a little longer than the inhale. As you breathe, gently evoke a feeling quality in the heart. Gratitude for someone you love. Appreciation for a small blessing. Or simple kindness toward yourself. You don't need to force an emotion. Even the intention to be kind is enough. Now, while the breath and heart feeling continue, notice the awareness that is knowing all of this. Thoughts may come and go, sensations may change, but the noticing itself remains open and clear. Rest as this openness for a few more breaths. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of this practice once or twice a day can begin to shift the baseline conversation between your heart and the brain. Over time, many people report not just better sleep and anxiety, but a subtle reorientation of life toward connection, meaning, and a quieter kind of joy. So the heart-mind entanglement is not a mystical exception reserved for a few. Every heartbeat, every breath is an invitation back into alignment with the intelligence of life moving through you. Yoga, interoceptive awareness, and conscious breathing are simply ways of saying yes to that invitation, again and again, until the boundary between my heart, my mind, and the world begins to soften. So if this exploration resonated with you, try this simple practice we shared for the next week and notice what changes inside and out. And for those who want to go really deeper right now, I am offering a course through deepakchopra.com on yoga for enlightenment. The practice of yoga to actually understand that your body is the universe and is of the nature of awareness. Check out the course, deepakchopra.com. Thank you.